Hey everybody! We left off creating clones of our cars and our logs. Now what we need to do is go ahead and get them moving in different directions. To do this, we're going to do some cool math trickery. First, what we want to do is actually utilize what we call a modulo. A modulo is a mathematical operator that will tell you what the remainder value is after you divide something. For example, if I took 5 and I moduloed by 2, my remainder would be 1. The reason is because 2 goes into 5 2 times, but there's still a single 1 left over. If I were to take any even number, like 6, and modulo it by 2, the result would be 0. That's because 2 goes evenly into 6 3 times. We can utilize a modulo in programming to determine if a number is positive or a negative. If we take any number and we modulo by 2 and the result is 0, we know that that number is even. If it is not 0, we know the number is odd. So we are going to use an if block here, and we're going to check for the lane number, and we're going to modulo this by 2 and see if that equals 0. Now this is a build of a few different operators here. First we have our equal operator, and then we have the mod operator, which is short for modulo, and that would be placed inside the first section of our equal operator, like so. Now you can go find your variable of lane number and place that in the first part of that modulo operator, type in a 2 here, and see if it equals 0. This is what was been placed inside of our if statement. Cool. So if our lane number is an odd number, we're going to have it travel one direction. If it's an even number, it'll travel the other direction. What I've done here is I've gone ahead and made a new custom block. If you forgot how to do that, underneath the My Blocks section, you can make a block. And I did this, and I called this move. And then I added an input, and this input is going to be the direction that I want them to move. Go ahead and say OK, and it'll produce for you this definition block. And you'll also have access to be able to utilize that block anywhere in your code. So here's how I've got this going. First, I want to point them in whatever direction they are going. So we want them to go 90 degrees. And remember, 90 degrees is to the right. If I want them to go to the left, they will go negative 90 degrees, which is the same thing as 90, except multiplied by negative 1. You can see in my move blocks here, I am passing in negative 1 as a parameter value, which in this block definition is referred to as direction, and that gets placed into our code here. So when I utilize move -1, that's the same as saying point in the direction of 90 times -1, which is to the left. If I say move with a positive 1, that is passed into the function as a single positive 1, and 90 times positive 1 is still 90, which is to the right. Pretty nifty, huh? So our next step is to just go ahead and forever move 3 steps. Remember, this moving here will move in the direction that it is pointed. So if it is pointed to the right, it moves to the right. If it is pointed to the left, it will move to the left. This is also the opportunity for us to have a variable that will change how fast the cars or the logs go. The other thing I've got going here is a reset. I'm going to go ahead and add a comment here. And this says to reset cars to the opposite side. This is also some interesting math trickery here. What I have here is another operator called absolute. Absolute, which is available here, will provide the full positive value of any number. In our case, I want to utilize the X position. So if I have a sprite that is on the left side, its X position is going to be negative. If it's on the right side, it can be the same number, but positive. And that's what I'm checking for here. I want to know if the X position, the absolute value of that X position, is greater than 250. If it is, I want to set that absolute value here. I want to set X to 250 times my direction, which can be +1 or -1, and then multiply that by -1. That is making it the opposite of whatever it was before. This looks like a kind of a complex build here. So as I will show you, absolute of dragged out from here. And then we have a greater than sign. And the absolute value is placed in the first hole of that absolute greater than area. Now in the motion block, I can find the X position of this sprite and plug in with the value that I want to compare it to. Here in this set X, I again have two multipliers here. So first I'm going to multiply my direction, which I can grab again from the block definition. Direction times -1, which makes it the opposite of. And then I'm going to multiply that, drag this to the right side, multiply that by 250. All of this will now go into the set X, and that is what you see here. Let's check out and see how it works. Click my green flag, and you can see that I have cars moving in opposite directions. Once it reaches one side, it comes up on the other side. And it repeats that over and over again. Same with the logs. Every odd laned log is moving to the right. If it is an even row or lane, it's moving to the left. And when they reach one side, they go back to the other. That is how we made everything move.